to Dr. Mensch, the radio show that takes a real, compassionate look at mental health from A to Z. Join child and adolescent psychiatrist Dr. Gil Lichtshine each week as we explore topics that matter: autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, OCD, schizophrenia, behavioral challenges, neurodevelopmental disorders, and more. No stigma, no judgment. Just honest conversations, new therapies, breakthrough treatments, and real solutions for real people. Mental health is not a weakness. It's a treatable medical condition, and help is available. Join the conversation now by calling the studio at 888-994-4995. Studio A. This is Dr. Mensch, where hope and healing begin.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Gil Lichtshine, a.k.a. Dr. Mensch. Here today, I like the new title, Dr. Mensch's Monday Night Madness.
Yes, we're going to do all sports.
We're going to talk about all sports. I'm a board-certified child, adolescent, adult psychiatrist. My office is in Boca Raton, Florida, located at 7100 West Camino Real, Suite 404, 561-300-4052. Today's Monday Night Madness is we're going to have another sports show, especially following yesterday's exciting gold medal hockey game between the USA and Canada, in which was a thrilling overtime game in which the United States won their first gold medal in hockey since the 1980 Miracle on Ice. I remember that game. But people, if you're under, let's say 55, you probably don't have much of a recollection because the game was in February. Actually, yesterday's gold medal winning game for the U.S. was exactly 46 years to the day of the Americans beating the Soviets in 1980. But people think that was a gold medal game, and it wasn't. It was the United States beat the USSR, and they advanced to the gold medal game. But even at that time, I believe the hockey was under a round-robin format. So if the United States had lost to the Finns, they would have, I think, walked away with the bronze medal.
Right.
Or maybe they wouldn't have medaled at all. But the other thing too is back in 1980, the game, I don't remember, it wasn't even live, it was tape delayed. I don't know if it was ABC or USA Hockey that they wanted to push the game from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., but the Soviets said, like, F you. If that would be the case, it'd be like 4 a.m. or something in the Soviet Union. They didn't want to have the game play in the Soviet Union so late. So the game was, took place at 5 p.m., but wasn't broadcast till 8:30. But back in 1980, there was no internet. We didn't have cell phones. There was no way. And I believe CNN, I think, hadn't even existed for a few months. Mm-hmm. And ESPN was like a few months in its existence, so it wasn't like we had 24-hour news where we could find out, oh, this game isn't live. So unlike today, where if something is shown on tape delay, we'll know, oh, game who already won because internet and 24 hours news. But yesterday was an exciting day in sports, and the big thing for me that. What I enjoyed about the game was afterwards, where you really saw in the members of the team how they were proud to represent the United States. Jack Hughes, who scored the winning goal, was interviewed, and he's like, I'm so proud to be an American. This is the greatest country. This is the brotherhood. You saw the players draped in flags. When you saw the goalie Connor Hellebuck skating around the rink with the flag, it reminded me of Jim Craig back in 1980 when he was draped in the flag. And it was nice to see that in light of the previous week where you had some American Olympians kind of saying how I mean, and maybe they didn't say it directly, but implying that the U.S. sucks. And it kind of pissed me off when, I hear American Olympic athletes kind of, dissing the country they play for. And to me, it's like, okay, if this is such a bad country, why did you try out for the Olympic, and why are you representing this country that you say is so bad? And to see the hockey team just revel and just enjoy, hey, we're representing our country. We're proud to be Americans. It really means everything to us to get up on a stage, hear the national anthem, and represent, our country. It's, for some of them, it might be even the biggest, highlight of their life, even more so than like winning the Stanley Cup. So it's just nice to, and they even had a nice conversation with the president. I was seeing that online today. That it was like a 2.5 or 3 minute. Kash Patel, I guess, was at the Olympics, and so I don't know where they were, but it was obviously after the medal ceremony. They were in some room, and you have the Olympic team, and you have Kash Patel on a cell phone, and you see it says DT, and Donald Trump's on the speakerphone, and he's talking and he's basically telling him, hey, you're coming Tuesday night to the State of the Union address. He's flying. He's like, we're going to get you on a military plane. Apparently, the Canadian and American players were supposed to leave Milan, I guess, I don't know, last night or this morning. They were supposed to leave for New York, but because New York's got slammed with like 2 feet of snow, they were all diverted to Miami. So President Trump's like, yeah, I'm the president, and I don't care what the weather is, but I'm going to get you a military plane, and we're going to fly the whole team from Miami to Washington. He's like, and you're going to come to the State of the Union. That's going to be a sight to see tomorrow night.
The women too?
And well, he said something. He goes, and I want you guys to come to the White House at some point. But it also means having the women to come too. Because he made a comment. Goes, I don't want to get impeached if I,
I gotta tell you, the
women's game was
unbelievable
too, and to see, like in a matter of 2 days, both the men and women's U.S. hockey team beat Canada at their own game. That's like the national sport of Canada's hockey, and to see both games actually identical scores in overtime, and to win on like just phenomenal goals is incredible. And the same thing, the women, they were also so into like, hey, we're representing our country, we're proud to be Americans, and it's just nice to, see that. This is what the Olympics should be about, or what sports should be unifying, and not where you have some, to me, ingrates or ungrateful athletes who are like, oh, this country stinks and blah, 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 and everything what's going. You know what? Hey, no country is perfect, but you're here representing your country. You should be grateful that you have the opportunity to represent the U.S. You're an elite athlete, and quite honestly, like, I don't want to hear what you have to say politically. That's not the forum. You're here to ski, to ice skate, to curl, or whatever, or cross-country ski. Talk about how you performed and what it means to be there. I don't want to hear about, oh, our country could be better, or our country is this, or our country is that. You want to go on a talk show or political show to express your frustrations, great. That's not what the Olympics is about. And to see the American men's and women's hockey team really express their pride in representing America really just made me feel good.
And also, we took 33 medals. Came in second.
Yeah.
Behind Norway. I mean, these are winter countries.
Right.
Norway should win.
Right. You figure in most winter Olympics that countries that, like Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Italy did well. Again, the Alps in the northern part of the country, Austria, countries where winter sports are huge. You would think they should do well. And historically, I think Norway is a country that's won the most medals in Winter Olympic history. It makes sense. I mean, what else?
Surrounded by ice.
Right. I mean, half the country is in Arctic Lapland, is in like the Arctic region. So, I mean, you expect them to be good in ice hockey, well, decent in ice hockey. I mean, skiing, ice skating, whatever other, Olympic sports. You don't expect come Summer Olympics. Yeah, I don't think Norway does well with track and field and triathlon. Well, not triathlon. What's it? Decathlon and swimming and baseball and basketball and stuff like that. So, yeah, United States to come in second, not bad.
It's not bad at all. And they set a record for 12 gold.
Was that really?
Yeah. We never
Wow.
had that many.
Including 2 in ice hockey.
Yes. And I got to ask you, Lynn, this figure skater, the girl.
Oh, the girl, okay.
And she quit, and then she came back because she went on a trip, and she decided to come back, and she called the coach. She spent 2.5 hours and 3 bottles of wine trying to talk her out of coming back. And all she did for the last 2 years, 7 days a week, is train. And she won. Did you see that performance?
Yeah, incredible.
I have never, in all of my years of watching the Olympics, seen such a perfect deal. That girl, amazing. From beginning to end. I was floored. I watched it 102 times because I could not believe how fantastic that whole program was. So hats to them as well. Good effort all the way around.
Yeah, I mean, I think the U.S. should be, really proud of their performance in the Olympics. You said record 12 gold medals, 33 overall medals. I don't know off the top of my head what the record is for most amount of medals overall for the U.S. in a particular Olympic Games, but the Olympic Games in the Winter Olympic Games is not as big in terms of events as the summer, where I think a leading country might have like 150 or 200 medals, or maybe 150, maybe double or triple what you get in the Winter Olympics, but still 33 medals.
It's not bad.
For sports that, again, the U.S., I mean, I don't know many famous men skiers from the U.S.
No.
I mean, I know, Michaela Schifrin and Lindsey Vonn, but I don't know, male skiers. I mean, figure ski. I mean, I remember going back, Eric Heiden way back in the late 70s and early 80s. But
we were in the running for that thing with the stones.
Oh, curling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's a Canadian thing. I don't get that. Sweeping ice with a marble. I don't understand. I still don't understand that.
It was fantastic to watch. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but it was fun to watch. Then I wanted to ask you, the guy who's known as the quad king, and he fell twice and he came.
Oh yeah, he was like all the hype about how he's going to win the gold. And the American.
The only guy who jumps a quad.
Yeah, the American figure skater that everybody was saying he was going to win the gold, and he fell. Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you. He came out at the end, and he talked about the psychological pressure, and most of the athletes now are coming forward seeking help with the psychological pressure of having to win.
Yeah,
they're expected to win.
Well, this guy, I believe, like people were expecting, he's gonna, get the gold medal. So
they did a special called the Quad King.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm gonna do this, but I'm only gonna do it if I need it. He didn't even use it the first time out.
Correct. And on that note, we're gonna take a brief commercial break, and we'll be right back.
What happens when the mind of a healer crosses over into the darkness of the human soul? From authors David Icovetti, Dr. Gil Lichtshine, and Yolanda DeLuca comes a chilling psychological thriller, Dr. Mensch, A Prescription for Evil. This gripping novel follows a respected Boca Raton psychiatrist who secretly descends into madness, transforming into a modern-day king of the underworld. Inspired by true events and Dr. Gil's childhood connection to a mob family, this story blurs the line between sanity and evil, genius and destruction. Unforgettable. Disturbing, impossible to put down. Get your copy today on Amazon.com. Dr. Mensch, A Prescription for Evil, a 2020 psychological crime thriller. You're listening to Dr. Mensch with child and adolescent psychiatrist Dr. Gil Lichtshine. For a copy of his powerful new book, Dr. Mensch's Prescription for Evil, visit Amazon.com. For more information or to schedule a consultation, contact Dr. Gill directly at 561-300-4052 or visit docgill.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Dr. Gil Lichtstein, a.k.a. Dr. Mensch, on a Monday evening madness show talking about sports. We were talking about the American male figure skater, the Quad King, and all the pressures.
Quad God.
Quad God. The pressures of having to perform, and when everybody expects you to win or come in first and you don't, and all these Olympians, even if you win the bronze, I mean, you finish in third among let's say a group of 20, 30 contestants in whatever sport. I mean, these are elite players, elite athletes. You're the last man, you're the 12th man off the bench in an NBA team. You're ranked 100th you're the 100th ranked tennis player in the world. You are some Joe Schmo on the last guy utility player on a major league team. I mean, okay, not everybody's LeBron James, but let's say what team is he on? He's been I think now he's on Dennis Schroeder. I mean, there's a two-guard German guy, black German guy who's been a journeyman on like 20 different frickin' NBA. He's always traded. I think now he's on Cleveland, but
he's still there.
He's been in the league, I'm going to say at least 12, 13 years. Okay, he's not Cade Cunningham or Jalen Brunson, but still a frickin' elite athlete.
And he's not in the G League, because in basketball you get sent down to the G League.
But even if you're in a G League, you're still, pretty damn good.
You're good.
So, but yet, these athletes have all these pressures of, okay, we got to win, we got to come in first, and
That's
what? I know the Canadians are all disappointed, that they didn't win gold
twice.
But still, okay, you won the silver medal in hockey. It's still pretty darn good.
But there was
came in second.
What's his name from the Penguins didn't play?
Sidney Crosby.
Crosby. Yeah. They said that if he had played with
right.
I mean, we had our pros in there. They had their pros.
Connor Hellebuck was like,
impenetrable.
Was on another level yesterday. I don't think even if Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux came out of retirement.
Oof, I don't know about that. I don't know about the great one. Great one was pretty good.
Okay, so then I could say an American. Let's say if we had Mike Bossy, or
that would have been good.
Pat LaFontaine, or Steve Yzerman.
That would have been something to watch.
Or those Mike Modano. Oh no, forget Brett Hull.
Oof.
You're
going way back now. those guys are good.
Yeah.
Those guys could play hockey.
No, Hellebuck. I don't think if Crosby, like, let's say, we didn't have Sidney Crosby, we should have won. I mean, Nathan McKinnon was kind of a sore loser. He was like, we were the better team.
They won 3-3,
and
right?
Like, dude, you weren't the better team. Okay, you may have outshot the Americans 42-28, but what matters was USA 2, Canada 1, and you lost. Yeah. You weren't a better team yesterday.
They're complaining that they go to 3-on-3 with the overtime instead of keeping it 5-on-5.
The NHL is 3-on-3 in overtime,
but not in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, but this is not the playoffs. This is a tournament.
This is the tournament,
right?
Yeah.
This is not Stanley Cup playoffs where you have 5-on-5. But here's the other difference in the Olympics. Okay, yes, the NHL regular season is 3-on-3 hockey for 5-minute overtime, then a shootout. In the Olympics, you would play a 20-minute overtime 3-on-3, and then you'd have a 15 or 20-minute intermission, and then you'd start again.
3-on-3?
3-on-3. So, but the whole purpose of 3-on-3 is that you're more likely. See, in the Olympics, I think part of the reason they don't want 5-on, you don't want to have 4, 5, 6 overtimes.
Correct.
In a Gold Cup
tournament.
in a tournament. 3-on-3 hockey is. You're more likely to have a shorter, quicker ending than you play 5-on-5. And I mean, in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I don't mind seeing 3, 4, 5 overtimes. But in the Olympics,
No.
No.
And you know, when
this is more like an exhibition, and the last thing you need is, okay, you have 5-on-5 hockey, and you're playing 5 overtimes, and let's say Connor McDavid sustains a lower body injury, and now he's done for a month, and that affects the Edmonton Oilers' season.
Right.
You know, whereas in the Stanley Cup playoffs, you're playing for, okay, the Stanley Cup, and you're on your team, and you're giving it all. Okay, and you get injured. Okay, I mean, you get injured, but here, it's like, I don't want to say the Olympics like the Pro Bowl or an All-Star game, but it doesn't count towards the NHL regular season. The last thing you need is, imagine Austin Matthews on the American side getting injured yesterday because they played 5-on-5 hockey and played 6 overtimes, and he tore his ACL in the 6th overtime, and he's out for the year.
Well, from what I saw, it was a 3-on-1 at the end of that overtime.
Yeah.
What happened to the other Canadians?
Well,
It was 3 Americans, 1 Canadian back.
Yep.
There was nobody else.
I
There
know.
was 2 guys that were wide open. So I knew they were going to lose when I saw the ice. It was like, did they go to sleep?
Yeah. Who was that? It was who was on the? It was Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, and I think Connor McDavid. And the U.S. it was Zach Rowensky, Jack Hughes. Who was the? I don't remember. You had Rowensky as a defenseman. I don't know who was the third American on the ice at the time, but it was Rowensky who poked the puck and then got it past Makar, kind of deked him out, and then passed it to Hughes for the winning
And
shot.
Hughes was wide open. There was nobody around him.
Well, that's the thing about 3-on-3 is that you would have that kind of situation more likely than if it was full 5-on-5.
So those 2 other guys stayed behind the blue line for
I'm trying
what
to remember
reason?
like what if they were just like,
They were watching.
I guess so.
And this is what the Ranger coach said. Not the Ranger coach, what the USA coach said.
He is the Ranger coach.
He
Mike
is the
Sullivan,
Ranger
yeah,
coach, right?
yeah.
And he says, what happened to the other Canadians? They didn't go down the ice.
Right.
They stayed behind the blue line.
Right.
Maybe they were forwards and not defensemen. I don't know.
So, but yeah, there's I like this 3-on-3 for overtime.
It's faster.
It's faster. Yeah, I mean, again, unless it's the playoffs in a tournament, you don't want to see. I didn't want to see yesterday go. Oh, we're in the 6th overtime and it's tied 1-1.
Yeah, that'd kill
like,
you.
oh God, like
That would be hell.
and then the regular season, and then I mean all the players are NHL, but then they have to go back and play for the respective teams, and last thing you need is we just played the equivalent of 3 games to determine who won the gold medal, and who knows, X amount of people could get injured. This 3-on-3 is perfect.
Are you ready for baseball?
Yeah, I am.
You got the NBA Finals coming up, in 25 more games? And then baseball
Playoff,
season?
right? The NBA. I think this year because of the NHL going up. I think the NHL and NBA regular season end around the middle of April.
Yeah, it's a little crossover.
So right as we're getting into the start of baseball season, NBA and NHL playoffs begin.
Who do you like in baseball?
Well, I mean, I'm a Met fan, but
Yeah, but we have no chance. Who do you like in baseball?
I mean, barring any injury, I mean, the Dodgers. I mean, who can stop them?
Now remember what you said, Doc, about the psychology of having to win.
I mean, everybody. I mean,
They should
I
win.
think, if the Dodgers don't three-peat this year, I think it'd be a disappointment.
There'll be an investigation.
Because just you look at the roster and it's just
It's
stacked.
unbelievable. Even the star players can't play because you got another star in front of
Right.
you.
I mean, they're stacked. So, but again, in a long season of 162 games, you get injuries, and then also in the playoffs, you can get a team that gets hot.
Anybody could be
Right.
in the playoffs. But the Dodgers, I think, win 110 games this year.
Yeah, I
You can't even take a bet against that because they're so good on paper.
right on paper they look unbeatable, but then again, let's say a couple of their starters get injured.
Even if three-quarters of the pitching staff gets hurt, they still have guys in the minor leagues.
Yeah, I know. They have a good farm
that
system.
can
Yeah,
play.
there's some,
It's just crazy what they got going on.
they're just stacked.
It's going to be fun to watch. And the Mets, unfortunately, I mean, I get the philosophy of what he wants to do, and they made errors in their first game. Get the philosophy of what he wants to do.
I think the Mets are going to be better than people think.
Yeah, I think they win 90 games.
I think they're. I mean, at the the NL East is, with the Braves are going to be better. I think the Marlins are a better team than people think.
Yes, agreed.
And they could be a sleeper team. And you
Phillies
got
gonna be
you
there?
got the Phillies. I mean, that's a tough. The Nationals. They're going to lose 105, 110 games, but it's a tough division. But I think the Mets, are quietly, better than people think. I mean, do I think they're going to go to the World Series? No, but could I see them winning the division? Certainly a wild card team. Yeah.
Well, the problem is that they got off to a fast start last year.
I know, and they choked.
And they faded because of injury, and they were fatigued.
Yep.
To play a second half of the season really is the determining factor of a team. First half, everybody's still making adjustments. Yeah. I don't understand what he did to change the graphics of this team. I think that he's spreading it out. So you rather win a game with a hit than a home run. Okay, I'll give you that. But defensively, I don't think they're any better.
No, I don't think. Alonso was a liability defensively, but
As opposed to Polanco?
I don't think that defensively they're much improved over last year.
And you got the kid at third base. God bless him from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Bo Bichette.
He's never played. You
I
might
know.
put Batty to play third. Right?
I know.
Let this kid DH or something. I don't understand. Isn't he a shortstop?
He is historically, I think, a shortstop. So they moved him to third. So we'll see.
We got a lot to talk about.
We'll see what happens. And
they won today, 4-2, I think, against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually going
Holmes gave up 2
a week
runs.
from Friday to see the Mets play the Marlins in Jupiter.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, that sounds fun.
And I want to catch them when they come into Miami in May for a 3-game series.
Very nice.
Looking forward to that.
Root for your team, no matter who they are.
Exactly.
Just have some fun with that.
And on that note, I think we should do this periodically. Have these kind of like Monday Night Madness.
I think it'll be
talk
good.
about sports.
We could be the quarterback after the game.
Exactly. This is Dr. Gil Lichtstein, a.k.a. Dr. Mensch. I want to wish everybody a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, and evening. And until next Monday, have a great week. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us for Dr. Mensch with Dr. Gil Lichtstein, helping you navigate the world of mental health with clarity and care. If you or someone you love needs support, you're not alone. Treatment works and recovery is possible. To schedule a consultation or discuss non-medication therapies, personalized treatment plans, or psychiatric care, contact Dr. Gil directly at 561-300-4052 or visit docgil.com. You can catch us each week on South Florida Oldies Radio and streaming across all social platforms. Until next time.